All right, guys, so a full breakdown of Saturday's session. We're gonna get things started with the strength work. So the whole methodology behind this is working on specifically Olympic lifts and strength for this part of the season. If you've been following along, you know that I'm gearing up for the 2022 competition season for CrossFit. I got the Open coming up in February and a couple local competitions in that realm of things in the late winter, early spring months. So the main focus right now has been getting the body healthy, getting the strength numbers up, and filling some small holes in my game. And so we're attacking those things today, and I'm gonna walk you guys through my thoughts, the process behind what I've programmed here. One of the Metcons I'm going to show you is something that is pulled from Matt Fraser's Hard Work Pays Off program that the guys from the gym have been using. It was a really good workout from Friday and it fit right into what I was looking for specific stimulus of a Metcon that involves gruntier, grimier gymnastics, a light barbell that's going to involve some pressing, and then some nice little cardio action there with the Ski Erg. So we're gonna get into that, but starting off with things, we're gonna talk about the complex and strength work. So the shoulder has finally been feeling healthy, so we're gonna be moving some heavier weight. The complex that we're looking to do is to establish a heavy snatch complex, followed by a heavy clean complex. So the whole thought process behind this, a high hang snatch. So what's going on here is the bar is deadlifted off the ground. We're going from a high hang position, really working on making sure my full extension is happening at the top of my first pull, and then getting the barbell overhead. Then you're going to do a drop snatch. So once the bar is overhead, then the bar is dropping behind the neck, retaining that same grip that you'd have a snatch, the dip, the drive, and then you're going to get into an overhead squat position deep within. So that's going to work on, again, that stimulus in that upper body, getting a good bottom positioning on that snatch. Once you stand up the drop snatch, then you're going to bring it down, go into a full snatch, because we just worked on the high snatch part, or high hang snatch, and then the full drop snatch. So putting it all together with one full snatch from the ground to overhead is what we're shooting for, and that's all unbroken, so not letting go of the barbell. So again, we're working a little bit on grip strength. Really got to brace the core here, and everything leading up to it, warm-up wise, is starting with the snatch. And once you establish a heavy single, I think I built up to a little bit over 80%, which is a good heavy single considering you're pretty much doing 3 overhead snatches, just broken up into different components. So, excuse me. The second part of the strength complex is a clean and jerk complex, which consists of, again, one high hang clean. So we're coming off the ground, we're gonna deadlift it. And then again, a small dip, big drive of the hips, really explosive and popping under the bar. I was able to get some pretty good height. I was pretty impressed with the hang clean at such a high mark on the hips. And then from the high hang clean, you're gonna do one front squat, then you're gonna go to one full clean. So after your front squat, the barbell is gonna come down, touch the ground, one full squat clean, and then a jerk overhead. It can be just a straight up push jerk. It could be a split jerk, squat jerk if you're mobile enough to do that. But I ended up just split jerking each one. And again, I built up to roughly in that 80% range that I was looking for. So I think it was like 84% for the clean and jerk, and then like 81 or 82% on the snatch, roughly. I don't know the exact number. So that was the first part of the session that we opened up with. Again, a heavy complex, getting the body moving, feeling good. And I'm also gonna talk briefly about the nutrition aspect. So with strength work, I can eat a little bit more coming into a workout. If it was more conditioning based first, I'd probably eat a little bit less, take in more liquid carbs, simply for digestive reasons and just performance based. So did the strength work first, took in a fuel for fire, also brought a clementine to snack on in between the strength, rested for like 10-15 minutes, kept active either on the air runner or the Concept 2 biker just to keep the body warm and loose. And after about 10-15 minutes of after consuming a little bit of refuel, we got into the Metcon for the day. Again, I'm looking for a spicy gymnastics medley of some Burpee Bar Muscle-Ups, some thrusters, and some Ski Erg. So the breakdown, 4 rounds for time. After each round, you're gonna rest for 2 minutes, and then you're going to repeat the rounds you just did. So each round consists of 10 Burpee Bar Muscle-Ups, 20 thrusters at 95 pounds for the guys, 65 pounds for the ladies, and then a 30 cal ski for the men. I believe it's a 24 cal ski for the girls, but I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the ratio. Once you complete the ski, you're gonna rest again for those 2 minutes, and your total score, or your score, is the total time it took you to do the workout. Now, as I break down this workout, I was looking for a target goal per round. Earlier rounds, like rounds 1 and 2, I wanted to shoot for about 3 minutes and 45 seconds. I knew that the Burpee Bar Muscle-Ups would progressively get more taxing, more difficult, as they did. On the thrusters, I'm gonna try to keep unbroken as possible, or do maximum 2 sets, whether it's 12-8, 10 and 10, just depending on how the body's responding, because I haven't been doing a whole lot of bar work. I just wanted to see and test it out. So if you're somebody who is pretty proficient on a barbell, you should be able to, and you're pretty strong, you should be able to go pretty much unbroken, unless something starts blowing up in your body, whether it's your legs or your back. I was able to hold a unbroken 20 reps through 1 and 2. I wussed out on 3 and took a break at 10 just to catch my breath because I was breathing pretty heavy. I went a little too hot out on the Burpee Bar Muscle-Ups, and then on the 4th round, we just sent it and we held on for the thrusters. Now, on to the ski. 30 cals, 24 cals can be a lot. So the stroke or stride, whatever the pull is, wherever they count that, it's just S.M. I think it's strokes per minute. Whatever that was, the cadence or rhythm was about 30 per minute, so I was taking about 2 seconds in between pulls, really trying to make it real smooth, let my body breathe at the top, getting as much oxygen as I can, because you're hinging for the Burpee Bar Muscle-Ups, you're squatting down, bracing for the core and the thrusters. So at this point, when you get to the Ski Erg, your heart rate's jacked up. If your breathing's not in check, it's gonna make the workout a lot more difficult. So I really tried focusing on breathing, holding pace, and I was able to maintain this 3:45 or 3 minutes and 45 seconds to 4 minutes round. Towards the tail end, so the back half, I fell just slightly off, and it was a few seconds over 4 minutes. So I missed my goal for about 5 seconds total in the workout, which can be doable through transitions and just pushing the pace just a little bit. But it was a little bit over 20 minutes, and it was a very fun Metcon, and I'm glad the guys presented me with that, because I wanted to do something, again, gritty, grimy grunt work on the bars, some barbell movements that are gonna be lighter, 95-pound thruster, and then some form of conditioning, either on a piece of cardio equipment or like running or double unders. So thank you, Lorenzo, for showing me that workout. That was awesome. So absolutely torched after this. All of my energy stores were released into this. I went full send throughout the 4 rounds to give the best time possible. Gonna refuel, took in some liquid carbs, took in half of a fuel for fire just to sip on, took a little bit of pre-workout, a little bit of First Form's ignition just to restore my body with, again, some quick carbs to get everything balanced, took some salt just to get some electrolytes back in my body, and drank a good bit of water. And I crushed a Kill Cliff, I think lemon lime, really tasty, just to get some cold refreshment, carbonated refreshment back in. So that's what I took in, hopped on the air runner. I walked for 5 minutes just to help get my heart rate down, keep my body loose. I don't like to just sit around and let my body come down because there's a lot more things to do. So as I'm eating, my food's digesting, I'm not just sitting around, I'm doing some accessory work. So here in the corner in blue, we have 5 sets of 20 GHD sit-ups and an 80-foot sled drag or pull backwards. So I'm using my legs to drive the sled with an additional 135 pounds, so it's 3 45-pound plates. We're gonna drag that across, mix that in with the 20 GHDs. You have 100 GHDs and 400 feet of pulling a sled. Great way to help loosen up the legs, fire up those glute meds and your posterior chain. So I was, doing the 20 GHDs, do a sled drag, rest a couple minutes or walk around, and then hit that again. Again, this gives me time to put in work and allows me to digest some of my food before we get into the next set of strength pieces. So between that, the 5 sets, the cool down, and the warm up into the next strength exercise, which is the push press, was about 30 minutes elapsed. So finish the Metcon, eating, taking a second, doing the 5 sets of the accessory work, and then hitting the strength work, again, 30 minutes post. Hello, Camden. How are you?
Are you live?
I am live and I am recording. What is it? What is it? Okay, you gotta tell the audience, what am I eating? What is this? So Camden, my stepsister, thought she bought cantaloupe, and this is...
It's called a sugar kiss melon.
It's called a sugar kiss melon. It tastes just like cantaloupe.
But it's good, right?
But I think it's sweeter. Like, I think if it was cold, it would put it up top. Like, you know when grapes are cold and they tighten up?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Well, I just cut it.
Yeah, exactly. But I think if this was colder, I think it would taste even better. But like, texture-wise, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I'm vibing. I might pack that for my lunch tomorrow.
Yeah, here. There's 2
Well,
containers of this.
Oh, that's fine. Cool beans. Thank you, Cam, for that snack. I needed that little break from talking. All right, just like that, refueling, doing very low intensity things. I consider 20 GHDs and a sled drag pretty low intensity. Kind of do it at your own pace, let your body come back. Make sure you're drinking water, staying hydrated. Next, we get into some push press. So already did a lot of pressing from the bar muscle-ups and thrusters. Didn't really know how this was gonna feel. So stacking and playing around with some percentages here. I knew I didn't want to go 1 rep max, but if I could hit anywhere between like that 80 to 90%, I would be pretty happy with that. So the percentages and breakdown is I did 2 sets of the following, 2 sets of 5 reps, 2 sets of 4, 2 sets of 3, and then 2 sets of 2. And then I ended on a 1x1 just to see what was left in the tank, how heavy could I go for a 1 rep max push press for the day, but not a PR 1 RM. So the percentages break down, 2x5 was 55%, the 2x4 63%, the 2x3 71%, the 2x2 80%, and then the 1x1 I got to 90%, which I failed once because my breath and my legs just they were not firing correctly, and then the push press was terrible, so I tried it again and hit it there. And if you're watching this on YouTube or on my podcast, I'm gonna put the link in the description to have all of this on the board, if you can't see this correctly, in the description at the bottom, so you guys can check that out as well. But I will not have the notes, I'm just gonna have straight up the workouts itself. So with the push press, what I was doing here, I wanted to push the limits because I'm trying to work on that overhead strength. Again, shoulder is healthier, so I'm able to press a lot more confidently, and I felt like my shoulder wasn't going to explode because I've been doing a lot of accessory work. So what I did here, and this is not written on the board, but in pink, I would do 1 set of 5, for example. I would rest about 30 seconds to a minute, and then I would hit the 2nd set. Then I would load more weight on. Then I would take an extended break of 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, hop on the bike, maybe get a little bit of rowing in, get some band work, just to help flush the muscles out, just to get me re-warmed up and acclimated with the pressing again. And then I went to my next set, my 2x4. Again, did the first set of 4, rested 30 seconds to a minute, hop back on, and completed the next 4 repetitions of the push press. Again, take a minute and a half, 2 minutes in between that set. After I loaded up the barbell, did some other things, walked around the gym, cleaned up my gym bag a little bit, reorganized my supplements because sometimes everything kind of just explodes in the gym. Came back to the barbell. Again, 1 set of 3, rested 30 seconds to a minute, hop back on the bar, another quick set of 3, feeling it, but the body feels nice and warm again. And then again, load up the barbell with some more weight for the percentage of 80% for the 2x2. Again, I don't know what I did. I think I went to the bathroom at this point, but just, sipping on water here and there, making sure I'm hydrated. Hit the 2x2, same format, felt good, and then built up to 90% of the push press, and that was it for that strength piece. So we've knocked out quite a bit of volume already. Again, I finished off a fuel for fire at this point. Took in some liquid carbs. It's the first form Intraformance blend. I could feel like my strength was going down a little bit. I need to get some quick carbs in because now in blue, we're gonna hit a tempo back squat. For this, again, playing around with some percentages, I believe I built up to an 81% of my 1 rep max. And so for the tempo back squat, I was shooting for about 5 to 6 sets of working sets that were challenging, and I did about 2 sets before that that were just warm-ups, just to really fire up those legs. So again, full body here with the first strength, the Olympic movements, total annihilation of all of the carbohydrates and glucose in my body, and just burn me out for this 4 rounds for time Metcon that I was talking about briefly. The accessory work helped bring me back a little bit, the nutrition, the food helped. The push press now, warming up the upper body. Now the tempo back squat, we gotta reacclimate that lower body, and I wanted a little bit more time for the legs to recover after all this. So that's why we did the push press first, and now we're getting into the back squat because this muscle's a little bit bigger. Maybe, I don't know if it's scientific or not, but they take maybe a little bit longer to recover because they are larger muscles. So I wanted to give them a good amount of time to recover. So it's probably about an hour in between this to now the tempo back squats. So the tempo that I was using, 5 seconds down, really controlled. Once you hit that bottom, it should take you 5 seconds to get there into the hole, deep in the hole as possible, because we're gonna work on recovering and exploding out of there. You're gonna hold for 5 seconds at the bottom. So it's 5 seconds down, hold for 5 seconds, and then 3 seconds to come up. And the reason I chose 3 seconds is because in the hole, I don't want you to go 5 seconds. I feel like you might struggle to get out of the hole. If in your mind, you should go slow enough to take 5 seconds, so you can kind of erupt out a little bit and then slow it down for your 3 seconds. I think that's gonna be a more effective squat. And I feel like for me personally, I benefited a lot from that. So again, I worked up to about 5 to 6 sets. Here I took a little bit more time to rest in between sets. I wasn't trying to rush things, loading on weight, 2 to 3 minutes between each set. And this is just for 1 single rep. So really bracing the core, embracing really good form on these squats, getting your butt as low as you can to the ground for the most, I don't know if anatomically speaking, but I think the most efficient squat that you can perform with this tempo squat. Again, it's 5 seconds down, 5 second hold, 3 seconds up, tempo squat. And then lastly, just to finish off the body, I didn't really take any extra nutrition in. I just simply was drinking water and finishing off whatever endurance blend supplements that I have, but I wasn't trying to like load my body up for this, as we have our last set of accessory work. 5 sets, a 1-minute walk with a sandbag. I saw this on Craig Ritchie's vlog, Team Ritchie. He was holding a sandbag and he was walking around with it for 5 minutes total, and I was like, that doesn't look too bad. And he was telling us how awful it is, so I had to give it a go. It's pretty bad. I thought 1 minute would be doable. I thought I could do it in 3 sets, like a 2 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute, but it took me 1 minute each time, so 5 sets, 1 minute hold. Bear hug the sandbag, and you're walking around the gym for a minute at a time. Drop the sandbag, let the body recover for a couple minutes, and I pick it back up for a total of 5 minutes. And then with that, so in blue here, we did a sled drag backwards. So for this one, we're doing a sled drag going forward. So throw the straps over the back, and we're gonna carry the sled 80 feet back and forth around the gym. So that was just like the nice leg finisher, helped stretch everything out. And the sandbag was really good core work, fired up my posterior chain. And at that point, I'm completely spent. That's a full session here. I think in total, it was, let's see, I got to the gym at 9:30, and I left the gym, or was done with everything around 1, so this is about 4 hours. Now keep in mind, I take a very, very long time to warm up as I've gotten a little bit older, and I'm not saying I'm old, but if I don't warm up properly, the quality of my work in the gym decreases exponentially. I feel like I'm way more prone to being injured, and then my recovery afterwards, coming into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, is a lot worse. So I take a good time to warm up, and then also take a lot of time to cool down after I've completed everything. So that's been a big focus, and it's been super helpful for me. And if you're maybe an athlete who is not accustomed to this much volume, I've broken this down really simply. So a standard athlete who wants to get in a strength, a Metcon, and some accessories can follow everything in pink. So you can do the Metcon first, which is gonna have a lot of triceps and pressing, good upper body with a little bit of lower body. And the strength is a push press. So again, we're working on all of that pressing, and then finishing off with some core work, some posterior chain activation, and a little bit of sled drag just to really burn up those legs a little bit if the thrusters didn't do enough for you. So that could be one sample workout. If you're an athlete that is working a little bit more of a strength cycle, like myself right now, you could hit the Olympic lifts for the complex, the clean, and the snatch. A tempo back squat would be excellent to transfer after that. You'll be nice and warmed up. And then finish things off. Again, we're working the core and then firing those legs with the sled in a different direction. I think going backwards with a sled has a lot of benefits. I've been watching the knees over toes guy on YouTube and Instagram and listening to him talking about and preaching about walking backwards with the sled and how that benefits moving forward, literally moving forward, and squatting and other movements in the weight room. So that's a full breakdown of a complete Saturday day in the gym. Now granted, again, you don't have to take 4 hours like I do in the gym, 5 hours like I do in the gym. It's your choice, but you have options here. Again, I'm gonna have stuff linked at the bottom of this video. I wanna say thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys on Instagram Live for tuning in as well, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.